Marketers are leveraging its potential to offer memorable experiences to their customers. This session is going to provide practical tools that can help businesses in extending pleasant encounters on social media platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our first keynote speaker for MADcon Dubai 2019, Mr. Vivek Kukreti. He's the division head of social media at Precise Communications, and he's going to be sharing his thoughts on the topic of customer experience management through social media.
Good morning. Wow, no one rehearsed. Come on, guys. There were 2 good mornings already. Good morning. Thank you all for coming in. Lots of faces here today. A few smiling faces. A lot of you all grumpy. Had your coffee yet? Again, no energy. Right. How many new to Dubai? Raise your hands, please. Great. You've actually come at a perfect time. I was just telling Vivek over here that in Dubai we get really excited when we see a little bit of rain because we have sunshine most time of the year. So you've come at perfect time. Well, let's get into it. We move to the next slide, please. Ooh. All right. So here we have the customer service team is responsible for fixing problems. Show of hands over here. Who believes this statement over here? Show of hands, please. No? Good. Right? So, but let's be honest, right? This is something we all think about when we're on the other side of the phone. When we call customer service to report a problem, we want to know why our TV's Wi-Fi connection is not as great as our mobile and why our laptops are not working. So what we expect are fast solutions. Frankly, all the caller is concerned about is a solution to their problem, and that's why they're contacting the company. It does not matter who the customer service team, whoever they're speaking with, because the customer service team is a part of the company. However, this is a factoid, right? It has been repeated so often that it is accepted as fact. According to Gulf Business and Service Hero, between January to June of 2019, UAE's overall customer satisfaction scored only 77.6 points compared to 79.2 in the first half of last year, 2018. Now, we can all agree this is a good score, and we love the hearts and thumbs up. However, we cannot ignore the angry faces here, right? So let's attend to one of the angry faces. Let's take the case of Eric, right? So let's give Eric a face. Cool. So Eric is a gamer, by the way. Are there any other Erics in this room? Raise your hands. No? Okay, good. So Eric is a gamer. He spends most of his evenings and weekends in front of his PlayStation playing non-violent games like Call of Duty. Who over here plays some Call of Duty? Great. We'll chat later. My boss is over there, he's looking at me like, where do you have time? Right? So now Eric, we know he loves playing his PlayStation, and he even has a customized controller. One evening, he realized that one of his buttons didn't work as well. And since it's been 2 years since he's purchased a controller, he decides to go to www.wowamazon.ae and purchase a new controller with his hard-earned money. Right? So finally, he receives his controller. He's excited. He connects it to his PlayStation, but it does not work. Right? Now he becomes unhappy, contacts Amazon's call center to notify them that the controller that he's received does not really work. Now, why is Eric unhappy? We click. It's because he spent his money, he's waited eagerly for his new controller so that he can play his games, and his controller does not work, which means, Eric doesn't get to play his games. Here we go on, right. So here we can see Eric contacts Amazon and notifies them that his controller doesn't work. Now, Amazon takes his complaint very seriously and escalates that complaint to the after-sales team, who reviews his case and complaint, then forwards it further to the warranty team, who reviews his complaint and checks that it's currently under warranty and forwards his complaint to the repair team. The repair team then notifies the customer service center that a pickup can be scheduled to collect the controller from Eric and have it repaired, then sent back to him. The customer service team then contacts Eric and schedules a pickup, but Eric is furious, right? Like, who wouldn't be? Now, why is Eric furious? Did Amazon do something wrong? No, they haven't, right? And he's furious because it took 5 days to arrange, which means he's still not, playing his games. He hasn't played for 5 days, and he's still not going to get to play his games. Now, why did it take 5 days? Well, Amazon is a giant e-commerce organization that sells more than 2,000 orders a day and deals with multiple repair requests every day. But this is not Eric's problem. He just wants a working controller. Now, this is customer service that is a part of customer experience. Eric is actually a good customer. Nowadays, we all go to social media before contacting, customer service, and social media is so easy and connected. Everyone, including the businesses, are on social media, and everything we put in social media is amplified. Now, what do I mean by amplified? Eric reaches out to his friends, family, and relatives, and it does not stop there. It also goes to their friends and their friends, so on, and the conversation just keeps going on, right? But for how long? Well, possibly indefinitely. I've seen conversations go on for months on end, and just as something else comes up, right? So as we're diverting that conversation, there's always that other person that has just seen this post and may carry the conversation forward by highlighting his negative experience. However, can we move? We are not here to talk about customer service. We are here to talk about customer experience. And so here we have customer service versus customer experience. Who can tell me the difference from the two? No takers? Well, well, customer service is reactive, which means we receive feedback and then we react. Customer experience is proactive, where we take an initiative to understand the customer's overall experience with the product or service, right? So customer service is a part of customer experience, as these touch points, these are touch points where a customer interacts with the team of an organization. Can we move on? Right. So customer experience, as I'd like to see it, is the interaction between an organization and its customer. The experience can be made up of, the customer journey, the brand's multiple touch points, the environment that the customer is in when experiencing the brand, both in-store and online. More specific to digital, let's focus on customer experience, through social media. So 6 key problems with social media marketing are: authentic connection with your audience, drop in organic reach, constantly producing great content so that people engage and interact with your brand, getting that content to a large-scale audience, finding ways to encourage sharing your content on social media, and finally, we have a very big one. Our biggest problem is trust. With everything put up on social media by people, influencers, and the brand, people don't know what is real and what is fake. Jump on. According to Edelman's Trust Barometer, advertising is in the last place behind banking and even telecoms. This makes me really unhappy, right? Why? Why does it make me unhappy? Because people trust telcos more than they trust the people in this room, marketers like you and I. Have you guys ever tried calling an Etisalat or a Do and having a satisfied conversation? I don't remember the last time I've had one. None of them resolved as well, right? So people trust telcos more than they trust the people in this room, but you will never find a bigger advocate of social media than me. I'm Vivek Kukreti, and I head social media for an agency, and this is where I come from, Precise Communications. We are a holistic messaging and digital agency based in Dubai with a global reach that combines creativity and technology in harmony. As the head of social media, my team and I engage with customers and our clients on a daily basis to improve their customer experience on social media platforms. As a result, we've won many awards, such as Best Suppliers, Qatar Web Awards, Social Customer Service, many more, and MADcon as well. And I'm here today to talk about customer experience through social media. Okay, so this is the fun part. Let's have some fun. Let's see what happens every 1 minute, right, in the world, right? So does anyone know what happens in a minute? In 1 minute, what can happen? No. So let me take you through it. Your body produces up to 180 million blood cells, right? 25 million Coca-Cola products are consumed. Sugar, yes, right? 116 people get married in the world, and 250 babies are brought into this world. Right? Now let's see what happens 1 minute online, right, on some of the social media platforms. Facebook has 1 million people logging in around the world. YouTube has 4.5 million views. There are 87,500 people tweeting, 347,000 people scrolling on Instagram, 2.1 million snaps created, and last but not least, 1.4 million swipes on Tinder. Wow, right? On Tinder. I don't even know why this is here. Nonetheless, can you believe this is what happens in 1 minute across the world? Let's move on. The average internet user is a member of minimum 3 social media platforms. We are exposed across all media to thousands of advertisements per day. We don't know where to turn for sponsored ad and branded content. As a result, an important factor for social media is attention. There are several factors on how attention works, such as filtration, environment, and much more. This is why customer experience is important on social media. How do we build or improve our customer experience on social media? Well, I like to use a module called iBeeps. Did anyone catch that? Right. Sounds cool, right? Now today with iPhones, iPads, everything's with very famous amongst the people. But do you remember iMate? Who remembers iMate? Right. Well, not many people do. Maybe CX would have been the solution. How do we build and improve our customer experience on social media? We do it through iBeeps. So iBeeps is very simple. We gather insights. That's what the I stands for. We use social media listening tools to understand and gather opinions, what customers are thinking about your product, what they like, what they don't like. Why don't they like it? How can we make it better? Understand how people react to your content, or even why no one's participating in a $500 giveaway, right? It's a big giveaway, but we find very few people participating in them. Build a community. So this is where we connect with our audience one-on-one and educate them about your brand, about your product, how you contribute to, an environment or any other CSR initiative. This will surely enhance your customers' experience on social media. Third, we engage with the audience. We show them gratitude. We are thankful for them. We acknowledge that they exist, and we show them that we care. This is also how you differentiate from the competition, right? Because we get personal. We do more than just replying. We answer very simple questions, such as where they can find your products, are your products compatible with the products that they currently have, and what we do, or even where we are located. Connect with your audience as a human being, right, is very important. Which brings me to my next point. We also have to empower our customer. We have to give them a voice, show them that we care. When we are talking, when they are talking, we are not just listening, right? We are taking action to make sure that their experience is positive. Next, we have a plan. A plan to what? We need to have a plan to a problem or a crisis. Having a crisis preparedness plan will help manage the crisis in a timely manner, possibly anticipating and managing it before it even occurs. Now, believe me, a crisis will never take place during our office hours. It always tends to take place. We have our weekends over here are Friday and Saturday, so everyone's excited when it's a Thursday. And that crisis is going to take place on a Thursday night when we're enjoying dinner with the family. And 50% of the time, we're not, able to pick up our phone calls. So having a crisis preparedness plan allows us to take immediate action and not having to think of a solution at the time of the crisis, or who is even going to respond to it when the crisis occurs. Next, solve problems. Providing a real-time response is important. And surprises, not just surprises, it also delights the customers. Today, if customers don't get an answer from the phone line, they directly go to social media, and it's mostly to complain. So how we respond is also very important. We want to delight with a solution and not just a response. Don't just ask for more information or direct them to an email address. Take the conversation offline yourself. Important point is time is of the essence when solving a problem, and we can use social media to turn a negative into a positive. So let's move. Let's look at some great examples of customer experience on social media. This is Adobe. Yes, you're looking at a different page, right? Adobe has a dedicated page for support, and not only support, they also share relevant posts, tips and tricks while using their software. And they have a phenomenal response time. Now, this is great customer experience. Not only does Adobe sells great software, they also know who their clients are and have a dedicated page that their clients can go to for tips, tricks, or any account-related issues. Let's have a look at some great experiences through social conversations between other brands and their audience. Here we have Levi's, who just posted an offer, take 40% off shipping on the website using code SHOPEARLY, and they have a link to their website. Mr. Lincoln responds by saying, damn you and your advertising tweets. I just spent over breakfast on your website. And Levi's responds by saying, I'm sorry, but did you find anything good? And the rest is history. Similarly, Mr. Volp tweets about how satisfied he is with the service, and Southwest responds with, maybe you'll kind of love us, thank you, and next time maybe you'll kind of love us. It was playful, but it made Mr. Volp feel like he was being treated as a person, right? So it was personal. This gives the customer a great experience, and what better way to do it through social media? Jump on. So we now understand customer experience, but what now? A huge part of CXM, or customer experience, a huge part of customer experience is customer experience management, or CXM. And where we, as an organization, react to a customer's interaction to meet and exceed their expectations, to increase their satisfaction, loyalty, and advocacy. Customer experience is critical in today's hyper-competitive and a globally connected marketplace. Good CXM strengthens brand preference, improves customer retention, creates loyalty and advocacy among customers through pleasant interaction. It can even create new sales through word-of-mouth conversations that people spread when experiencing with your brand. How we get CXM right is key, but how do we get it right? Let me move on. So has anyone seen this sign before? Very few people. You guys really need a health emergency education class, eh? This is a globally recognized sign for CPR. Let's move on. Don't worry, we don't need to revive anyone or give anyone mouth to mouth. CPR in customer experience management refers to create, personalize, and relay. Now that you've all, now that you guys are relieved, there's no mouth to mouth required here. Let's get into it. C, you need, right, so here it is. You need to know who your customer is better than anyone. What they do, what they like, what they don't like, how they interact across the various touch points with your brand. And the more you know, the better, and the more relevant your communication to them across the different touch points. And the closer you are to them, obviously. We need to make it personal, right? Making it personal shows that you're focusing on customer and you have context. You actually have gone through their data or complaint, by the way, which is an interaction, and can offer sound advice or recommendations. If they don't get a personalized feel to the interaction, you will definitely alienate them. The right information can go both ways. When dealing with the customer's complaint, you have to make sure that it gets escalated to the right place at the right time. When promoting something to them, you need to map specific stages in the life cycle to be able to deliver the offer at a relevant time. So let's go back and take Eric through a good customer experience. So Eric reaches out to Amazon on social media. This is to 2019, Eric. We go to social media first. And he presents his complaint on social media and tells them about the problem. right? His controller does not work. Social media responds back saying, "Hi, Eric. We are really sorry that you've received a defective item. Can we please arrange for a pickup of the controller? In the meantime, allow us to send you a spare controller that you can borrow until our repair team repairs your controller. And as an apology, we would also like to send you the latest FIFA game in advance of the launch." Now, how did we know that Eric wanted FIFA? We posted a FIFA countdown yesterday on social media, and Eric has tagged 2 of his friends saying he couldn't wait to get a hold of this new FIFA game. So we've actually gone and made note of that and offered Eric a new FIFA game. The social media team arranges for a pickup, and while sending Eric a spare controller. It may not be the exact same one, but we have to remember that Eric still gets to play his games. The complaint then goes to the after-sales team, the warranty team, the repair team to take care of the repairs, after which customer service team contacts Eric to schedule a delivery. Eric is now happy, and he's a loyal customer who has come out with a great experience. Why is Eric happy? Well, when the entire process, it still took 5 days, it's because of an immediate and personalized response. Right? So that's customer experience, and Eric has had a good one. Right. That's a grumpy cat, and we now know that good CX will make any grumpy customer a happy one, and yes, that hand is CX. Anyone loves cats? Ooh, very few people. We have a problem here. Right, that's it from me. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
Are there any questions from the floor at this point? Does anyone want to ask anything of Vivek? Yes, there we go. Vivek, you'll have to go back.
Thank you. So basically, till now, even if you talk about startups or large companies, they still think social media is very much like a liability. Many people don't invest because there is no return on investment. And when even we talk to clients, sometimes they're like, "Can you show the figures how I can attract customers through social media?" Most of the time it's only engaging. So how do you basically recommend that social media can be engaging at the same time there is a return on investment?
So this is actually a giant of a problem in itself, right? So it's not just social media, but we want to give them a positive experience. Now, if you're a startup, right, how would you contact the customer? They would either come to you through word of mouth, through a referral, or you would reach out to them, through cold calls or however. You meet them somewhere and you talk about your product. To get people, obviously, because you're a startup, there's very limited you have a very limited audience. However, you have to start posting. You have to understand who that customer is, right? Who you want to talk to and how they can benefit for your product. You would start by putting these relevant content specific to your brand about your product, but not just your product. You have to talk about your organization. You have to talk about the great things that they do and how people will benefit, right? But now CX is not just, customer experience is not just online, not just on social. It's also on the phone, on email, how you respond back, but it's mainly offline as well, right? Because you're a startup. Now imagine you go and you meet a customer and you meet him, say, "Hi, my name is, who are you?" Right? But if you do it the other way around, where you already understand that, okay, Mr. X has a problem and this is how we could benefit for your product. "Hi, Mr. X, this is how you would benefit from my product," rather than asking him what he needs, right? There are right now, I find myself, in fact, just yesterday we went to a meeting, we had no clue what a client wanted, right? But we still went through their page. We did a lot of research on their social media platforms, on e-commerce, on their website, and we just made that assumption that client X will benefit from these services that we provide. And we went and we presented to them. And when we presented to them, it was a nail on the head, because that is exactly where they were falling short. Now, this was our assumption, and we presented a solution of how we can better that. Right? So this is exactly how we have to be proactive. Make that assumption and take that initial step and tell people how they can benefit. and we have to do it not just on social media, we have to do it online completely and offline as well.
Any other questions from the floor? No one? Oh, yeah.
Hi, Vivek. Morning.
Hi.
My name is Rishikesh. Sorry to be too silent on this side of the room.
No, that's all right.
So I love the example of Eric. There were a lot of insights onto that. What if I have 1,000 Erics eating my head at the same time?
It's not a complete order from the purchase that I made through e-commerce. So we can't just have one person, right? But your interaction needs to be personalized. However, it doesn't just stop on social media, right? Because what we do is we take the client's number and we supply it to the customer service team. Now we are also interacting with that customer service team, and we are telling them that, listen, this is his name, this is his number, this is his problem. So when you call him, don't ask him what the problem is. Tell him with a solution. We cannot respond with a response. We have to respond with a solution and quickly, right? So we also then, we don't just pass on that information. We keep a track of the complaints, right? It's not a simple job. It's quite extensive. We keep track of that complaint, and what we do is we then chase the customer service team. Hey, has this been resolved? Can we mark it as resolved in our system? So we have systems in place for that, for 100 Erics.
I'm coming over there. Hang on a second. I haven't got my Challenge Annika shoes on.
Hi. It was actually quite an enlightening presentation. Of course, customer experience, everybody's grappling with it. I have a question. Do you think role of AI has increased in dealing with social media queries or responses? For example, we conducted some analysis and we realized Netflix uses AI immensely and has some really smart answers to give. So do you think that's increasing? And how do you as an agency particularly manage it for your client, or do you offer it? What is the service at your end?
So I'll give you one example. We have, so very well said, AI, everyone's catching into it right now, and how AI has a role is we present a solution, it's called chatbots. Right, so we have basically when through either of the platforms, we present a platform where an inquiry is received through various channels. It is consolidated and sent to the relevant department. So whether it's refund, whether it's in-store, whether it's just directly to the store manager, and they use that same platform to then send a response. Right, so then it becomes more personal. So yes, you have that. Your artificial intelligence does understand that, okay, this has come in through social media. What the problem is? They ask you a series of questions, and you get an automatic response. We try to be as personalized as possible because you can do that, right? It's artificial intelligence, and then it goes directly through a system to the relevant person that is taking care of that concern. So this is I'm a very big supporter of this chatbots, and it is the future. And it's so simple, right? Because you can come in through a website, through an email, through social media, or even WhatsApp, right? So over here we have Aramex. We all know Aramex. They actually when suppose I ask for a replacement credit card, they will literally just send you a WhatsApp message. Now, for me, I don't care how they do it. They do it through a desktop. They do it. For me, I get it on my WhatsApp, and it's the most convenient. So I don't need to open a computer or call them and spend a lot of time. They ask me 3 questions: what is your name? What is your full name? What is your address? And what time do you prefer? And I just respond back, saying this is my name, this is my address. I prefer during office hours because I'll be there. And for me, it just becomes easier. So for me, I really love that service. So yeah, through chatbots is one of them. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Fantastic.
you, Vivek.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Let's give Vivek a wonderful round of applause. Thank you so much.